Hi, my name is Brian Russell, and I'm a senior marketing strategist with 352, and I'm here today to advocate to you analytics, or setting up, measuring your website and how it's performing for you. So first of all, you need to start off with, what does success look like? And that's a question that you need to answer during your development process. When you're coming forward and saying, you know what, I need a new website, I need some sort of new presence on the web. But before I get to that, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about Kevin Durant. He is a shooting forward for the Thunder. I wish he was still with the Sonics. Anyway, he led the league in scoring for 2 seasons in a row. He's 6'11", has a wingspan 7'6". He can shoot over anybody. It's possible that he never has a bad look at the basket because he can just look over people, so it's easy enough for him. But he hired his own analytics professional to help coach him after winning 2 straight scoring titles because he didn't win the championship. And that's what you ultimately need to decide during that development process, is what is success. For him, success wasn't winning the scoring title. Success was winning the championship. And in order to do that, it wasn't take more shots and make fewer of them and still be the scoring title. It was making good shots and helping your team make good shots on their own. So what does success look like for you? It could be something such as a lead. It could be something such as more sales. It could be just getting more people to know your name. But before you get started, before you decide what your website needs to look like, you need to figure out what ultimately does it need to do in order to improve your business, and how are you going to achieve those numbers? How are you going to measure that you're achieving those numbers? What are you expecting to achieve? So why measurement should be a top priority? Well, if there's a nice warm fuzzy feeling you get when you launch a new website, but ultimately once that newness wears off, if it's not ultimately helping move your business forward, it's not going to be a worthwhile venture for you. That realization is going to come back, and you're going to notice, you know what, it looked nice when it launched, and it still looks nice to me now, but ultimately it's not getting me more leads, it's not getting me more sales, or whatever other sort of business goal that you're trying to accomplish. For instance, we had a company come to us, and all they wanted to do was increase their brand perception. And I asked, well, how do you measure that with your current website? And they didn't really have an answer to that. But what it ultimately came out to them was they were spending a lot of time on blog posts, they were spending a lot of time on social media, and they could tell whether people went to that page, but they couldn't tell, for instance, were people engaging with the page, or were people wanting to become employees of their business. And these were things that we were able to help say, you know what, there is a way to measure that. Are people getting to the bottom of that blog post, or are people going from your website to your social media presences, or vice versa? We were able to help them establish methods to measure those goals, and it's through that they can ultimately measure the success of that many-week web development process that they went through. So now what does that mean to you individually? So we start off, and you can, in order to figure out what success looks like, well, you need to round up all your leaders in your business and ask them, what does success look like? Of course, again, it could be leads, it could be sales, it could be brand impressions, or whatever it is, but you need to have a unified vision from the team of what success looks like. And another thing is, ask your users, why do they want to go to your website? What do they want to do when they get there? And then once you know what it is that your team wants and what users want, then you need to make sure that the team who is developing for you sets things up so that they can track those things. And I think if you just go through this simple process of starting off and remaining focused on what is the question, what does success look like? If you stay focused on that, then you can experience much more success and much more happiness later on after your new website launches.